Peterson, and I was a Lisbon Blue Devil. I went to Lisbon David Anderson High School and played football from the years of 1996 to 1999, and I graduated in the year 2000. I was a lineman, so at a smaller school like Lisbon, I played both ways. So I was on the offensive and defensive line at Lisbon David Anderson, and then at college at Case Western afterward, I played on the defensive line, both 3-tackle and defensive end. Yeah, if memory serves me, of course, we had a legacy come right off the state championship in 1995. So I was in 8th grade, and I remember at going to the state championship game. It was at Massillon Stadium, and that shaped kind of our perspective about high school, and we were expected to have winning teams, and I believe we did so throughout those 4 years I was in high school. We won the TCL 3 out of the 4 years. It was a TCL back then, and then of course went to playoffs my senior year, but we got beat by South Range. Well, you know, that more teams made the playoffs in the late 90s, and the system's changed since then, but they took 8 from each regional division at that point in time. So it was challenging and exciting to be playing South Range, which in the 90s, South Range and Lisbon had a significant rivalry. And those rivalries changed throughout the decades in high school sports and others, but some persist. But we always had a rivalry with South Range amongst other schools. So that was exciting to play against some of the guys that you knew well in a playoff game, and that playoff game was a home game in Lisbon, but we were not victorious and we got knocked out the first round, but it was a fun experience nonetheless. I think I was first team TCL for both my junior and senior year, and then senior year was captain, and that was voted on by the players. So out of all the accolades, it was nice to have your peer group vote for you for captain, amongst other things. And that, you know, every team's different. Sometimes captains are picked by coaches, but most of the time the team does vote for you know, the captains, the offense and defense and so forth. And I thought that was the nicest accolade ever, because that was my peer group, and I was very appreciative of that. And then I played the Penn Ohio game after my senior year, and that was fun because that was a lot of guys that, you know, we played against each other over the years in the region. You know, Beaver Local, Crestview, East Liverpool, all those schools, and it was nice to have that additional camaraderie after your senior year. So the Penn Ohio game is always fun to be nominated for that as well. I still keep in touch with a lot of those guys. So at Beaver Local, Jamin Pastor and I maintained a good relationship. He was a great athlete. I think he ended up playing at Duke, if my memory serves me. I think he lettered at Duke. Let's see who else. Josh Davis, I played on Lisbon's team with. Josh, I think he still holds the bench record at YSU, if memory serves me. He's a big kid. So he played at YSU. He was on my team. And of course, Andrew Adams from Lisbon is still a good friend of mine, and he was an outstanding running back for Lisbon. So, you know, I had some great relationships with other folks in other schools. But of course, you know, your colleagues or your peers on your team too. Two that come to mind immediately as excellent athletes are Josh Davis and Andrew Adams. They're awesome.